Bitcoin's consolidating just under $110,000 and major altcoins breaking out right now. I will show you which are the ones that are potentially blowing up next and how we can make a lot of money trading them. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning in here on this Tuesday again. Also to everybody that has newly subscribed. I saw that. Thank you very much and welcome. We should jump directly into the charts here. The DXY keeps consolidating in that bearish flag formation here or pennant, however whatever you want to call that. Not much more to say here. We wait for that breakdown into lower levels. And now let's have a quick look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart. So here you see now exactly the Morningstar pattern that I was pointing out is shaping up here. We are about to break even higher than the first candle of that pattern, which is a really incredible bullish sign for continuation here. Even if we are not going higher than this candle from 2 weeks ago, this week, then this is still a continuation pattern, and that means the next couple of weeks will be a huge expansion for Bitcoin into higher prices, while the stochastic will also give us here a buy signal with the weekly close if we keep the current levels for another 5.5 days approximately. When we're going into the daily chart, so here we have broken out of the falling wedge pattern with a massive pump here yesterday. Today we are pulling back a little bit and consolidating, which is absolutely fine, but that gives actually room for altcoins to go here into higher levels. And we are also really close to complete here our trading setup. So if you're in this trade, adjust your stop loss to around $108,000, $108,500 if you want to pull it that tight. That's absolutely fine, just to make sure that if we are going here a little bit lower, that you're protected, because we could at any given moment run here one more time into support at around $107,000, maybe get a wick back around to our entry level and then come back and continue into higher levels. And you want to make sure that you're not round tripping all your profits. On the hourly chart, here on the VPVR, you can clearly see why we are consolidating in this range, because the longest bar right now around $110,000 and below us at $109,600 is the area in which we are consolidating. We have here already broken out of a new bullish pattern, and that is here this potential bull flag that we have formed. And I'm going to show you also the target for that, because that is the next potential Bitcoin trade that we can take. So if we take it conservatively, we're talking about a target here of $112,700 approximately. If we are taking a not so conservative target, I think we are talking about 115,000. Yeah, 114,500 approximately. So it depends on you how you want to trade it. I take the conservative target personally, just to make sure that I get paid and don't take too major risks here by hoping that we are touching here 114, 115 in the coming days. So if you want to trade this, I give you here a new setup. You can trade this from the current price, or you wait for a small pullback to the original entry. Then here you have like almost a 3% move, roughly a 3% move here to the upside, 2.9.2%. Then here the stop loss. So you see the risk reward is amazing, 1 to 6.3 is the risk reward ratio here with 0.46% stop loss. You would be not too late to enter this even now, and the risk reward would be still amazing here around 4.4 more or less. So you could still enter this here while we're consolidating below $110,000. If you want to trade this, guys, trade this on a Blowfin. On Blowfin, you can trade and earn and get $5,000 while you're doing so. Remember, it's non-KYC, and on Thursday we are starting the competition where I help you personally in the new Telegram Alpha group to go from $500 to $10,000. Really slow and consistent, not crazy leverage. That's not the point of it. The point is that we get to $10,000. And I want to remind everybody that has tried to join the group without sending me a message on Twitter or on Telegram will be not getting admitted to the group. Really easy. You have to send me your Blowfin number and that you are linked under my account, or you write Blowfin that you want to be linked under my account. You reached out to me or my team to make sure that you are under the link, and you have to deposit $500 to be part of the competition, guys. So make sure of that. I have still a bunch of people trying to get into the channel. and then never send me a message, you know. So if you are one of them, reach out, make sure that you have everything in order to be part of that. Don't want to miss out on that. And of course, everybody else that hasn't done that yet, you have still basically 2 days before we get going here. And I'm going to help you to make all this money. All the links and in explicit explanation what you have to do is in the pinned comment below and in the description. When we're looking at the MDX Algo scalp gradient, so here you see what I mentioned the other days, that we are running now hot here into a red phase, so we can still go a little bit higher to like 112, 113, maybe even $115,000 before we come down. But we have here the first early warning signs of a local top, because we have here the take profit dot plot, another dot plot, the same what we had over here before we came down again and cooled down a little bit. And also we have here 2 dot plots on the react indicator, potentially pointing out that we need a small briefer here, or at least chop a little bit sideways before we can get the next major move into the higher levels for Bitcoin. We have obviously broken out of that bullish pennant here. Don't want to hide that from you. So, and that bullish pennant says, if we treat it even as a symmetrical triangle, the target would be around $117,000 for this specific target here. But I want to see a little bit more follow through, or a little bit more sideways chop before the next move, and not that we come back here into, let's say, $107,000, $106,000. Yeah, I just don't want to see that, because for that specific reason, I wait if that is actually coming into fruition or not, because then that pennant might be invalidated. On the liquidation levels, here you see more and more shorts are building up here. Especially yesterday, a lot of new longs came in here around $105,000 and $102,000. There's the liquidation levels, but we are keeping moving here into the short liquidity to liquidate everybody who is still short here. We are about by potentially even today. Yeah, I think with the next 4-hourly candle, we get a golden cross here. And here I just want to remind you, it does not matter on which chart we are getting a golden cross. Once you get a golden cross, the price at some point will pull back into the 50 moving average to test the moving average as support, and then continues to go higher up. We have seen this here now multiple times, and this time will be no different. So here, get ready. Even if we go all the way up to $112,000, then we most likely come then back down to 108, 107, maybe even 106 to test the 50 moving average here, and then get continuation and start liquidating again a bunch of shorts that thought that we will go much lower. So here on the monthly, you see there's also not much more short liquidity to be taken out here. Now we have to go all the way up to $113,000 approximately to take the rest that's still here, which is of course still a lot of money that's sitting here. So if I just calculate that, that is roughly 700, maybe even $800 million worth of shorts that are still sitting here that will get liquidated. And if we would tap here back to $108,800, we would also liquidate roughly $200 million worth of long positions. So I would be a little bit careful right now with Bitcoin, because we could see first a pullback before we get continuation. But if we break above $111,000, I expect a short squeeze at least into $113,000 here in the next coming days. Now, when we are looking at altcoins, the total free market cap finally is breaking out here out of that bull flag formation, or this downward sloping channel here. We are at $883 billion approximately. So here by tomorrow we are most likely above $900 million. And then once we are retesting the $926 billion level, I expect also there a small briefer, a small pullback. And then when we break through that, that is the break for good, with continuation into higher levels, and that means that our altcoin backs will absolutely go to the moon, and some of them actually do this already. So when we look at the Bitcoin dominance, now we are getting this drop that I was talking about here, finally to the downside. This will continue in my opinion, but I want to remind you, we don't want to see a drop like this here. That is unhealthy, because then we come back up and yeah, the market takes all the progress again away that we have made. So what we want to rather see is something like this here, slow down, a little bit sideways, down again, and then we can go lower. So that would be the healthiest way, but we don't know if we're getting this, you know. So there, I'm just pointing out that this would be the most healthy way to sustain gains here in the market. If you want to trade altcoins, guys, don't forget, also sign up on a Bybit. You get a Bybit card plus a $500 airdrop position and $30,000 worth of bonuses if you use the link in the pin comment below and the description below. And there I will also start in around 2 weeks, I think. I will start copy trading there again, which will be completely separate from the challenge on Blowfin, so just that you know. So if you want to copy trade me, also use here the link in the pin comment below and in the description. Sign up on Bybit today, guys, especially because they are back in Europe. So everybody in Europe that could not sign up before can do this now. And don't worry, Bybit is going to stay right now in Europe. They're not going away again. When we're looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, so here we finally see now the break that I was talking about, and that's why altcoins are pumping like crazy, especially the ones built on the Ethereum layer. So most likely we are going to close this week finally here above this upward sloping trend line and get the move here in direction of 0.03 here on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. And once we are breaking above that level here, 0.03, we are also going all the way up here to almost 0.04 for a retest of the downward sloping trend line that is definitely acting as resistance. If we would break that trend line here, then yeah, we're gonna see 40-50% gains on major altcoins in a single day, in my opinion. When we're looking at Ethereum, the Ethereum USD chart, you see here we are having now the breakout that I was talking about from that bullish pennant or the bull flag formation, and we will go so much higher in the next coming days. There's no doubt in my mind that we are going to see here $3,000 for Ethereum at some point this week, latest by next week, Monday. But I think this will happen really, really quickly once we're breaking above $2,775. Yeah, just for the simple reason that we're getting right now on the daily chart. A buy signal today, the RSI is still flying, and the stochastic RSI is only halfway all the way to the top, so there's still a lot of room to push here into higher levels for Ethereum. So here that trade setup, I would not enter this anymore because we are now quite a bit up from that, roughly 10% almost. But here, this one with the ascending triangle, that is still okay. We're not that much far away from the original entry, roughly 1.5%. So if you still want to enter this trade here all the way up to $3,081, that's fine, into the golden ratio, because we just broke out here today out of that ascending triangle. So if we close today the candle as is, then this would be still a good entry here for the continuation to the upside. Then Solana also broke the falling broadening wedge. The RSI is currently pulling back a little bit on the 4-hourly chart, but we are here definitely in bullish territory around 61%. The stochastic is about to give us a buy signal again by the current candle close, and the MACD is not looking too bad in my opinion. So, but of course we are seeing here some mixed signals in the indicators, because we are consolidating below that resistance of $162 currently. Once that is broken, you know, we should get a push here to $176, $180. Also here for the secondary setup, this one over here, you're really not too late to enter this right now because we are just up 1% from the original entry. Of course, you have to subtract that from the overall profit that we can make here on that setup. But again, you would be not too late here, and we're just consolidating. So as long as we're consolidating, we are fine. If you see something like this here, that is a deviation that would be not good. So, but for that we have a stop loss. The next one is Injective. Injective is still on track here with our trade setup. Here, I would currently not enter this anymore because we are roughly 4% away from our original entry. But for spot, it would be still absolutely fine to buy this, because also here we are just getting started to move it to the upside. So that would be, you would be still looking at least a 40% move to like $22. Yeah, in my opinion, $22 would be a good midterm target here, because we are forming here a massive inverse head and shoulders pattern. If you look at this like this, and the target is even beyond $22. It's most likely at $23, I think, $23, $24. We're gonna look at this when we are breaking here above $16.50 or getting closer to it. Then I'm gonna have a better look where we are exactly gonna go here, but it will be around these numbers, and that is almost a 50% move to the upside. Then ICP, we smashed the target here within less than 24 hours actually. So here we wait now of a break of $6.13 before we are re-entering this trade, or a pullback to $5.81. So that are the two levels that I'm watching for continuation, either that pullback or the break with continuation to the upside. But here on the 4-hourly chart, it looks like we're just consolidating below $6.13 before we get the next break. And yeah, that is basically no man's land where we are at currently, so I don't want to enter this from here. You could make the case to enter from like roughly $6, but personally, that is for me too risky, so I want to go long from strength, and that's either down here or when we break $6.13, like from $5.81 or $6.13. Then two new trades that I want to give you is DOGE. So DOGE is also currently facing here a major resistance. We got here now quite a strong rejection from 19 cents 7. Once we are breaking that level, that is the level from where I would enter and then trade this into 22.8 cents. That is a 16% move, so more than enough money that we can make here on that trade. Even with low leverage, you put like 5x leverage on that, it's still roughly 80% that you can make here on this trade. Why would I long this right now? Because on the, I think the higher time frames, yeah, so just getting also started here to push higher. Stochastics still halfway. MACD did not even print a buy signal and turn green, so there is still a lot of momentum to be given to see here higher prices. And then the last one would be Aptos. Aptos is about to break out from that falling wedge pattern, but here I would wait for a reclaim. Actually, we can make this a little bit lower, of $5.07. So when we are above $5.07, that would be my entry. And as you can see here is a really wide stop loss. So wait, we are on a daily chart, so we can go a little bit lower. So yeah, 6% stop loss for 40% move to the upside. So I see here $7.10 for Aptos in the next coming days, potentially weeks. That is a trade worth holding, especially if we see a breakout out of that falling wedge pattern here today, potentially by tomorrow. Also here, the Aptos is a little bit further ahead than some other coins because we had here already the buy signal on the MACD, and here again the stochastic is flying. The RSI is just basically just turned bullish today and is here in a bullish zone for continuation into higher levels. And again, these coins are flying because the Ethereum Bitcoin chart has flipped and is printing a massive weekly candle right now. So have definitely eyes on everything that's built on a layer 2, especially on Ethereum, because these are the strong coins. You can see this here if I go into my watch list. So here you see Comp 14%. Let me actually go here to this list. Uni 18%, Avi 10%, which was also higher already. Arbitrum 8%, Optimism 7.5%, Sushi 7%. Curves almost 7%, Lido 6.5%. So these are all, or most of them are layer 2s built on Ethereum, and that's why they are performing that crazy right now, while Ethereum is outperforming the market. And that's already everything for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with more profit tomorrow.